Good evening, friends, family, fans. This is Stephanie Davis Derrick. So good to see you this evening. I'm a little slow getting out here, but I finally made it. But no worries. Hello, Mr. DeMarcus. Hi, Tisha. Whoa, Tisha, my classmate. Where have you been, child? You need to reach out to us, sister. Make sure we know you okay. It's been a long time. All righty. But for everybody who's on, I'm today. This is being sponsored by Heavenly Sounds Piano and Vocal Studio, located here in Arlington, Texas. I'm a voice and piano instructor, and we are now taking new clients starting in the month of September as our studio is starting to open up again. So you can check us out. You can go to my website, click on stephaniederrick.com, and you'll be linked to Heavenly Sounds. I'm located in the Arlington, Texas area. So pass the word around. I start as early as 4 years old. Okay. But now, let's get into the meat of things. I put in my notes, let's talk about Dick Gregory, the truth teller, the activist. Oh my gosh, I was such a fan of this man. I was a major fan, you all. Major. I loved him from far away. And he actually came here to Arlington, Texas in January of this year, 2017. He had came also in 2016, late 2016, but I didn't know about it. So I was upset that I missed him that time. But I got to catch him in January. I actually posted a picture with him for the ones who are my friends on my site, on my Facebook page. One thing about Dick Gregory, one thing I really liked about him, he was unapologetic. And this man was fearless. He was fearless. He literally walked this earth without fear. That speaks volumes for a Black man. How many of us just walk without fear? He felt that as long as he had his voice, that he would speak and he would tell the truth. So what I really liked about him, if you ever listened to him, first of all, he was a civil rights activist, and he walked hand in hand with Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Now, all we do is read about them in the history books, right? But this was the walk-in history book. So if you wanted to know anything about Malcolm or anything about Martin Luther King, y'all just need to go on YouTube and Google, but mainly go on YouTube, and you'll find out so much more about Dick Gregory. Hello, Daryl. Good to see you. So it's so important. This man was telling it like it is. What it is about him, just not just being a civil rights activist himself, he was also a comic. So he would always tell his stories and be telling the truth, but it was always in comedy. It's the way he could relay the story to you. But what I liked about him, I did a post. If you go back in my videos, you will see a video about me posting about personality types. Okay. So Mr. Dick Gregory, his personality is the color green. And anybody who is the color green personality, we just might as well call them the researcher. So he was the green personality. But on the flip side of that, he was also orange. So I think I was attracted to him because we had the exact same colors, same personality colors. And it always showed up with him. So he could always set a stage, he could always steal the stage, and he could always tell a story. But what I really liked about him is he was a researcher. He was somebody who always would seek out the facts about something. Also, one of the things I really liked about Dick Gregory, this is just personally, he would never take the story for what it is. He would always try to analyze the story, analyze what was going on. He would give you a different perspective on what you're hearing in media. He made me start to think about whatever they're saying to you. What is the real agenda? What is it that they're missing? What is it that they're hiding? He would also take movies and break down the movies to let you know what was being said within that movie. We might be just looking at it as entertainment, but he was breaking it down and giving it to you straight. Just straight fearless and a straight shooter. And some kind of intelligence. We have lost somebody who was so highly intelligent. It is a great loss to our community, what he was doing and what he was providing for us, which is information. I know we have some other people coming up behind him, like Professor Griff, Dr. Umar Johnson. They are very similar, but his history was so rich. We are so thankful to the gods that he spent 84 years with us and enlightened his people. So I'm one of those people. He enlightened it, helped me to see things differently and see things clearly. So now I'm going to share with you my encounter with Mr. Dick Gregory on January 2017. Hello, Johnny. Good to see you. January 2017, I decided to go to the Arlington Improv when I heard that he was in town. I found out very late. I actually had to work that day. I was really, really tired, but I was bound and determined to go see Dick Gregory because he had said something and said, hey, I'm going to be celebrating my 84th birthday. And I was like, 84? Is he that old? I was like, oh my gosh, I better get there. Just in case, you just better get there. When people get up in age, you want to be there. At least see them or touch them or meet them in person. So I never seen Dick Gregory except for him interviewing, like he always does. I mean, I know at least 50 videos about him and information that he was sharing with all of us. But when I met him, oh my gosh. Now, I'm a full figure woman, okay? Full, right? Too full. And when I met him, I swear that man was 1/4 of my body. He was right, just this much. He just the breast. I don't know. That's about it, the breast and the leg, maybe. But anyways, he was so small. I was just like, wow, this man is teeny tiny. But he was in good spirits and he was in good health. And what happened is I bought his book. It was at the end of his show. He was really funny that night too. And I was at the end of his show and I met a new upcoming comedian named Just Nesh, who this is one of the comedians that he really pushed. Her name is Just Nesh, and she's very, very funny. And she was on tour with him, so I met her also. But what happened was we had to get on the stage to get to Dick Gregory. Now, on this one side of my stage, it was up about 2 feet where you had to step up 2 feet up. And I was like, I can't step up 2 feet. Where's the ladder? Where's the step stool? There was nothing there. I was like, And I had on this dress. Y'all see it on my picture. I had on the black dress. I was like, man, I can't get up there. So all the people kept going around me. And I was like, well, how am I going to get on this stage? So then this man, he was talking about, I'll just lift you up there. I was like, man, you got a whole lot to lift. You going to lift me. It's going to be something to lift. And I just looked at him like, So he's like, come on, you can do it. And I'm going to have to tell y'all, I mean, right now I'm in much better shape than I was in January. January, when I was trying to lift that leg up and go up 2 feet to get on that stage, it wasn't happening. And it didn't happen. And then Dick Gregory looked at me. I was like, oh, man, I was so embarrassed. And he was like, girl, just go around to the other side of the stage. I said, why didn't somebody say that in the first place? He said, just come on up here. I was like, okay. So then I get up there. I said, Mr. Dick Gregory, I was told you used to weigh like 267 pounds or something. And he said, yeah, that's right. I said, well, man, I need help. I need to learn. I need a way to figure out how to lose this weight. And I said, and I can't find your book. I don't know where it is. I don't see it. And he was like, all right. He said, are you really serious? I said, I'm very serious. And he was like, okay. So then he whispered to some girl over there, and it wasn't just Nesh. It was another lady traveling with him, kind of like an assistant. And then he said, we're going to just put my phone number in her book. Put my phone number in her book. And he said, now I'm going to be on tour for about 3 more weeks. And he said, when I get off my tour, give me a call in about 3 weeks. And I said, okay. And I said, why am I calling? And then he was like, because I'm going to give you the secret to lose that weight. If you're really serious, I'm going to give you the secret. And I said, well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And then he signed my book. And then I just walked on off the stage. Now, mind you, I did attempt to call. I actually called 3 times, but I never did get to speak to him. He was actually on tour most of those times that I called. So that's my story. That's my personal story. And we actually took pictures. And, you know, I'm so glad that I had that chance to do that with him, because I really, really looked up to him. You know, one thing he would always say, I would be nothing without my wife. This is something that we don't hear a lot of anymore, but he would say, I would be nothing without my wife. And he would always say her name, Lillian. And as I looked into some background, he was actually married to her for 58 years up until his death and depart from the earth yesterday. So that's just my story. It'll always be there with me. And I have pictures, and I'm very thankful to have met such a great man. Anyways, like and share. That's just my story. Kind of sad. Remember heavenly sounds and be in prayer for the Gregory family, okay? All right. As we all know, sorry, tears fall. Can't stop it. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. This is the reason that I didn't record last night, because I just cried, pretty much. Didn't want to cry now, but I'm crying. But anyways, I will say again, peace. Talk to you later.